So,
So,
Oklahoma. First time playing them in a hot minute.
it's a historic game. Very, very historic game.
It is so historic. The last thing Tom Osborne did before he stepped down as the athletic director was schedule these Oklahoma games. That is how big of a deal this is to Nebraska.
So we're
These
back in it.
Oklahoma games. And
Yeah.
we about lost them.
Yeah.
And I think Frost had more to do with that than everyone thinks. I don't think he would do that, but if y'all remember all that tea like in March, April, whatever it was, where we were like trying to get out of the Oklahoma game. No, it's all some bullshit. Don't matter now.
Yeah.
This game's happening.
Honestly, there was an article that I read this last week on Twitter where it was, I can't remember who came out with it. I think it was maybe Lincoln Journal-Star or something, but
Sure.
they got in contact with one of Scott Frost's like good friends who played football with him, everything like that. Can't remember the name off the top of my head, but one of the things he said is that his attitude, Scott Frost's attitude, these last couple years at Nebraska has not been good.
Really?
Yeah.
Like his attitude in the way that he's been like handling coaching, or like
Just like very pouting, very pouty.
it's obvious in his conferences too.
I think when as soon as I read that, I was like, "Holy cow, that's what it is!" Like it was like the light bulb just like went off. Like I
but
understand
like
it now.
why?
I don't know.
He has his dream job. I don't like to read into that shit too much.
That's the thing. No,
We just gotta start winning. I feel
no,
like.
yeah, absolutely. But it was just an interesting little tidbit that I thought I'd throw in there. But it goes to show too that you could have everything that you would ever want. You know, like you can have the dream job. You can have the career leading a football team. You're the Nebraska's guy. But that doesn't bring happiness. Like type of thing.
Sure,
Or that doesn't
sure.
bring like fulfillment with what you do. That's a whole nother thing. We'll get into that later, I'm sure. But just an interesting little thing that I read this week on Scott Frost. And it really, I think, cleared up a lot of stuff for me. Like, not saying that I fully believe it, but it makes sense.
Interesting. So his
Yeah.
friend picked up on this and told local journalism. Interesting.
Apparently, yeah. Which is it's kind of a bad friend.
Kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a homie.
Yeah.
Get him out of your circle, Mr. Frost. But yeah,
No, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Big old game.
Oklahoma. Just talk about them for a little bit.
Yeah.
They had a really, really underwhelming win against Tulane.
They did.
Spencer Rattler is the second best quarterback on their roster. Caleb Williams is definitely better.
Huh.
He's still Did you know he still predicted first pick overall?
Rattler?
Rattler, yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
He is not an NFL quarterback right now, folks.
Interesting.
We will have to see. I mean, he's probably going to throw it all over us, but he just doesn't make the best decisions still. And he's young. I mean, I saw a really good thing the other day. It was like, we got to realize that these kids are not Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields.
Right.
That was a special class.
Oh, yeah.
Those kids were special.
Different
That
breed.
year.
Different breed.
For
For
real.
sure.
I mean, we expected out of like Spencer Rattler and Sam Howell and insert DJ Uiagalelei, even though he just got his first start against Georgia, one of the best defenses. Anyway,
Yep.
we expect that caliber out of a kid like Spencer Rattler, where maybe Spencer Rattler was a 5-star out of high school, but we cannot be expecting Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields like demeanor and mentality this early on. He is still a second-year player.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe third, but still, like he's still young, and it's very obvious. You see him on the sidelines, like he's just a kid.
Yeah.
He's still kind of growing into that guy, so to say.
So, how can Nebraska capitalize?
Take
on that?
advantage?
Yeah.
Well, this kind of gets into my prediction for the game, but I think we're going to play them really tight because I think we are going to rattle Mr. Rattler. Like seriously, I think our defense is strong enough to get some sacks early, scare him a little bit. And I think we have what it takes to really like at least scare a lot of the nation. But at the end of the day, they're probably going to run away with a couple touchdowns over us just because they can throw it over the top way better than we can. Because again, Rattler is still an extreme talent.
Yeah.
And he'll throw it over top of us probably.
Yeah. That's one of the big things too, is that I think our defense needs to get our sacks. We got to get our sacks in against Oklahoma.
Need Phil Darius to step up like he did in the first game.
Yeah.
Need Caleb Tanner to keep playing hard. Need Garrett Nelson to get more sacks.
Big players, just get through the line. Get that QB. Rattle him.
Rattle that motherfucker.
Yeah.
For real.
So, but yeah,
That really is the key.
Yeah.
If we can get him uncomfortable in
Yeah.
his own home, if we have the energy on defense, if we are just hoorah, fucking like just confident as fuck,
Yeah.
which we have, wouldn't you agree? We have that on defense. We have a tremendous defense.
Yeah.
We have what it takes.
Absolutely.
So if we keep that energy throughout the entire game,
Mm-hmm.
and if our offense plays decently well and doesn't turn the ball over, and our special teams play pretty well, I think this is going to be a really close game. At the end of the day, it is Oklahoma. They're a top 5 team. They're probably going to win. But this game might look a lot closer, and it helps when they almost lose to Tulane. They only beat them 40-35. Tulane had the ball with 2 minutes left. They could have won that game, but they were 1 yard short on a 4th down attempt.
Yeah.
So again, I mean, they're playing Western Carolina tomorrow, like Eastern Carolina. So like, they should wipe them.
Yeah.
And we're not going to see much from that game. But if we see Rattler making bad decisions again, it's like, wow, we might have a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Definitely go back and rewatch that game. Rewatch those highlights of Oklahoma. And would you say Eastern Carolina?
The 40-35, the first game?
Yeah.
Tulane. Which, shout out my cousin, she went there.
Tulane, and who's playing this weekend?
This weekend. Western or Eastern Carolina, one of those two.
Okay. Go back and rewatch that game. Rewatch highlights, all that stuff.
Because, this is going to be after.
Yeah.
Gosh, I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Western Carolina.
I gotcha.
0-1. Yeah.
Tough. I think we're gonna play them hard. I'm thinking Ohio State last year.
Okay.
I'm thinking that same energy.
That is in the same vein of where if you look at the score, the ending score of the Ohio State game, you're like, oh, Ohio State beat Nebraska, whatever.
Yeah.
But we talked about this. We played them really hard, and again, we kind of beat ourselves. Like it was like 17-14 in the second quarter, and we just didn't convert when we should have. And then like they just kind of ran away with it third, fourth quarter. If we're even slightly better than that, and Rattler is slightly worse than Justin Fields is, which he is, this is going to be a tremendous game. And like we opened with the fact that this is a traditional ass game. Both of these teams want this. Nebraska probably wants it more. Oklahoma's more like, oh, who are the fucking Huskers?
Right. And I'm sure we're still gonna have those self-inflicting wounds. Like we're still gonna have, those fumbles. We're still gonna have those.
Not if we want to win though.
No, that's the thing. Is that's what I'm expecting with what I mean by it's Ohio State all over again. Is that we're gonna play them tough, but ultimately we're going to beat ourselves again. Because I don't think.
You think?
I really do think. I mean, we saw that still in. We saw that with. Illinois, I mean, huge. That was a big one. We saw that with.
Did you know that Illinois lost last week?
Yeah,
we talked about
that. We did that with Fordham. I mean, a couple times. It wasn't as bad as Illinois, but we still did it with Fordham. I'm sure we're gonna do it tomorrow with Buffalo.
Oh, like made mistakes kind of thing.
Stupid mistakes that could like
definitely
change the game.
Less than the Illinois games. So like maybe there was some marginal weekly improvement there.
Right. But I still think there's going to be some, scoring or some scores that go unanswered because of a self-inflicting wound, a fumble, an interception, a big sack, someone not blocking their guy,
and that's why
running the wrong route, dropping the ball. I mean, the list goes on and on. But ultimately, I think that's what we're going to be seeing with Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, just like how we make a lot of mistakes, Oklahoma also makes a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, Rattler is not perfect. Their defense allowed 35 points against Tulane, which if you rewatch it, it is not on their defense. It was a lot of their offense throwing the ball around, fucking up.
I got you.
Yeah.
So
it might be one of those classic games where it comes down to whoever the hell makes the least amount of mistakes.
Honestly,
because if we're fucking with Rattler, like we should be in his head all game. Hopefully, if we win this game, we're in his head all game. It's who doesn't fuck up the most.
And that's about having a strong presence at the beginning of the game. If we can capitalize big, if we have a big play, if we have a big sack, I mean huge sack, I would love to bury him. That'd be great. Huge sack, loss of 5 yards, I'll be happy.
Whatever. If it's on a third down, hell yeah. And if it means we get better field position and we drill it down after that.
Literally, we'll get in his head. Huge.
He's
huge.
a big time player. So he's probably not going to let a Nebraska sack slow him down. But if we stack him,
yeah.
And if we get like run losses, like JoJo comes around the corner and fucking stops a 3rd and 2 on a run, and they're like, oh my gosh, this 5-star 6'8" offensive line for Oklahoma can't stop this Nebraska run defense.
Mm-hmm.
like that is when they're going to get a little rattled.
3 and out first drive, 3 and out second drive.
That
Keep
is
them
the
punting.
key.
Keep them punting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say something really
Be
good.
huge.
But yeah, they're coming into the game probably not thinking a lot of us, but this game is going to have eyes.
Oh yeah.
People are going to watch this game because again, it's a classic. It is a classic.
Yeah.
In every way that word means what it means.
Yeah.
So if we walk away and we win that game because we make less mistakes, you know how good that makes Nebraska look?
That'd be insane.
We had less mistakes against an extremely disciplined Oklahoma team. Not extremely disciplined because, like I said, they kind of mess up. But
we tried to call it off.
Tried, even though we didn't. Like I don't think we did. I don't know.
If we won that game, if we won a game that we were too scared to play, come on.
We would look so much better.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And it's probably still somehow not going to get us over that Illinois loss, but
yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. If we beat Oklahoma, that'd be so badass.
We'll be talking. I think they'll be talking. If we beat Oklahoma, for sure.
Oh yeah.
But
probably more about Oklahoma and how they're not going to go to the playoff this year.
Probably.
Not about us because again we lost to Illinois. Yeah, I think my prediction. I don't think we're going to win. Gosh, I'm so excited. I would love to see a dub.
Okay.
That would be so badass.
Score prediction right now.
I was just going to go there.
What are you thinking?
I am going to go. Oh my gosh, this is so tough. I really don't know. I'm going to go. We can really hear our breath on these mics. This is kind of funny.
So sorry.
Do you know yours? I was going to play off yours.
No, I think I'm going to go with a solid 42 Oklahoma. I'm going to say
real close to mine.
30 Huskers.
Okay, a couple touchdowns-ish. Wow, I really don't know, dude.
30, yeah.
I'm going to go... I really do think... I think you're right on 42. I think they're going to score 42. No, I don't know, dude. I think it's going to be weird, dude. There's going to be weird points. I think it's going to be like safeties or whatever. I'm going to go weird. 44-38. We have the chance to bring it back in the fourth quarter. We maybe even get the ball back, but we don't see that Adrian dog mentality again. If we score on that possession, it's 44-44, and we have the chance to kick the winning field goal to win the game. But I don't think we do.
Stop getting me excited, dude.
44-38.
Getting excited, yeah.
I feel good about that, actually. I feel really good about that.
That's a good one, yeah. I like
Okay,
that.
so yours was 42-30?
Yeah.
Okay, those are both... That's about how it's going to be, I think. Pretty tight, but
Pretty
either
solid.
Oklahoma runs away with it or Nebraska finds a way to lose.
I hope we put
Kinda
up
thing.
30, at least 30 on them. I hope.
That'd be badass.
That'd be great.
Oklahoma has historically had a really bad defense, but this year they're supposed to be really good.
Yeah. I mean, that totally depends, too, if our offense is at the place that it needs to be come game time. But we'll see.
True.
We'll see.
All right.
So I don't know if you know this or not, but we are known to choke in big games. Our offense.
Or any games.
Or any.
Illinois game was not big. And
No.
it was a Big Ten game, so. But yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oklahoma should be a great game.
Yeah.
Super excited for that.